The wait might finally be over as UFC superstar Conor McGregor drops a massive hint regarding his return to the octagon. After settling a multi-million-pound legal battle with former sparring partner Artem Lobov over their proper No-12 whiskey deal, McGregor is now turning his full attention to training for a fight this summer. Speculation is hitting a fever pitch about a potential appearance at the high-profile UFC Freedom 250 event at the White House. While the world waits on McGregor, former welterweight champion Tyron Woodley is speaking out with a bold vision for the future of the sport. Woodley insists the promotion needs to act fast to book must-see clashes in 2026, specifically calling for a showdown between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria. He also wants to see the wrestling prowess of new signing Gable Steveson tested against the elite striking of Cyril Gane. Tyron Woodley is not just talking matchups. He is delivering a harsh reality check on the state of the UFC roster itself. He argues that the promotion is currently suffering from a lack of true star power, claiming that Ilia Topuria stands alone as the only legitimate star left. According to Woodley, the focus on brand building is what separates the legends from the rest of the pack in today's landscape. In a shocking turn of events, former UFC heavyweight contender Mark Hunt has been arrested and charged following an alleged domestic incident in New Zealand. The 52-year-old fighter is facing serious legal trouble after police alleged he sent a death threat via text to a female family member. Hunt, who was granted bail with a no-contact order, is expected to appear back in court on April 30. If you want to keep up with all the latest developments in combat sports, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon for instant updates.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLUN 3-Pack Screen Protector Plus 3-Pack Camera Lens Protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Imagine this: a handshake, a dream, and a £442 million whiskey business. Sounds like the American dream, right? But for Conor McGregor, it turned into a multi-million-pound legal nightmare. For 4 long years, McGregor has been locked in a bitter feud with his former best friend and sparring partner, Artem Lobov. The drama? Lobov claimed he was the mastermind behind the proper No-12 brand, insisting that he and Conor shook hands on a deal where Lobov would get 5% of the sale. Now, think about that. 5% of a nearly £500 million deal is a life-changing amount of money. Lobov alleged he was muscled out of the business he helped build, claiming the agreement happened right in front of 3 witnesses in a gym. Now, Conor, being Conor, admitted he paid Lobov over £700,000 for his work, but he flat-out denied that any percentage-based agreement ever existed. It's the classic, my word against yours scenario, but with millions of dollars on the line. Fast forward to this Wednesday, and the tension finally breaks. As the case was set to begin in Dublin, the legal teams reached a settlement. No one knows the exact amount, that's kept under wraps, but Lobov was seen leaving the court with a thumbs up, looking more than happy with the outcome. It looks like the grudge is finally buried and the money has changed hands. But here's where it gets interesting. While Conor wasn't in court himself, his lawyer dropped an absolute bombshell of a hint. In a statement read by Mark Lynham, McGregor said he's satisfied the matter is resolved so he can now focus on this summer's fight. Wait, did you catch that? This summer's fight. For fans who have been waiting since his 2021 loss to Dustin Poirier, this is the news we've been craving. We're talking about the biggest pay-per-view star in MMA history, and the rumors are swirling around the UFC Freedom 250 card on June 14th. Imagine McGregor fighting at a specially built 4,500-seat arena right at the White House. It sounds completely insane, but with Conor, the impossible usually happens. Now, Dana White has been playing it cool, giving his usual same-old response when asked about the return. And let's be honest, Conor has a history of false dawns, lots of hype, lots of gym videos, but sometimes no fight. He even joked on X about wanting $100 million and 100 golden visas for his crew. But with this legal weight off his shoulders, the path is finally clear. The question is he actually coming back to prove he's still the king, or is the hype train just rolling for the sake of it? What do you think? Is Conor truly ready for a summer return, or is this just another teaser to keep us guessing? Let us know in the comments below. One thing is for sure, when Conor McGregor returns, the entire world watches. Ever wonder why the UFC feels a little less electric lately? Former welterweight kingpin Tyron Woodley just dropped a bombshell, claiming the promotion is facing a serious star power crisis. Woodley isn't just complaining from the sidelines, though. He's got a blueprint for how to save the show in 2026. First on his hit list, the super fight we were all robbed of, Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria. Woodley argues that this matchup isn't just a fan dream. It is an absolute necessity to inject some life back into the rankings. But it isn't just about the established names. Woodley is also calling for a trial by fire for recent signee Gable Steveson, suggesting he should be thrown straight into the deep end against a striker like Cyril Gain. It's a bold take that tests exactly what the Olympic wrestler is made of. Here is where things get controversial. Woodley didn't hold back, flat out stating that in his eyes, Ilia Topuria is the only true star left on the current roster. He points to a lack of brand building as the culprit. According to The Chosen One, too many fighters are getting caught up in the wrong things, clout, fashion, and online drama, while missing the point that it takes more than just a win to sell a pay-per-view. He notes that the discipline scene in the Dagestani camp is winning them belts, but because some of these champions struggle to bridge the gap with English-speaking fans or cross over into mainstream entertainment, the UFC brand platform itself is starting to feel hollow. It is a harsh assessment, but coming from a guy who lived through the sport's peak popularity, it is one we shouldn't ignore. What do you think? Is the roster really lacking that it factor, or is Woodley just longing for the days of old? Smash that like button, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more hard-hitting UFC analysis. Can the promotion find its next generation of icons, or are we heading toward a future of great fights with nobody to cheer for? From the bright lights of the octagon to a dark turn behind bars, the combat sports world is reeling today. Former UFC heavyweight sensation Mark Hunt, a man known for his legendary walk-off knockouts and a granite chin that defined an era of MMA, has been arrested in New Zealand following a deeply troubling domestic incident. It is a jarring headline that hits hard, especially for fans who grew up watching him trade blows with the biggest names in the sport. Hunt, now 52, is facing a serious charge of stalking and intimidation with the intent to cause physical harm. According to reports, the situation stems from alleged death threats sent via text message to a female family member, a claim that police say included the chilling statement, "I'm just going to murder you in the end anyway." That is a haunting allegation, and one that stands in stark contrast to the sportsman we once cheered for. After spending a night in custody at the Ballina police station, Hunt appeared before a judge and, despite prosecutors pushing back, was granted bail under a strict no-contact order. Perhaps most surprisingly, his own legal counsel has signaled that a guilty plea is likely when he returns to court on April 30. For those who followed his journey, it is a complex legacy. Hunt wasn't just a fighter. He was a warrior who stood toe-to-toe with icons like Brock Lesnar, Stipe Miocic, and Frank Mir. In recent years, his name stayed in the news for his high-profile, ultimately unsuccessful, legal battles against the UFC regarding doping policies. Now, the narrative has shifted from the cage to the courtroom in a way no one could have anticipated. This isn't just about a career fading away. It is about real-world consequences and the shadow that lingers long after the final bell. What do you think about this turn of events for the veteran fighter? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more updates on this developing story. Sometimes, the hardest fight isn't the one that happens in the ring, but the one you bring upon yourself. We all know Mark Hunt as the Super Samoan, a legendary heavyweight who built his career on taking the hardest hits in combat sports history and walking through them. But today, the headlines surrounding him aren't about his walk-off knockouts or his storied run in the UFC. They're about a deeply disturbing legal battle. Mark Hunt was arrested in New South Wales, Australia, following allegations of a domestic incident that has sent shockwaves through the MMA community. According to police, the 52-year-old fighter is facing a charge of stalking and intimidation with the intent to cause physical harm. The details are chilling. Authorities allege that Hunt sent a text message to a female family member stating, "I'm just going to murder you in the end anyway." It's a stark fall from grace for a man who spent years as a fan favorite, trading blows with icons like Brock Lesnar and Stipe Miocic. After spending a night in custody at the Ballina police station, Hunt appeared before a judge this past Wednesday. His attorney has indicated that a guilty plea is likely, though the court has granted him bail with a strict no-contact order. He is set to return to court on April 30th. Looking back at his career, it's impossible to ignore the complex legacy he leaves behind. From his glory days in Pride to his public, often bitter legal crusade against the UFC over the Brock Lesnar doping scandal, Hunt has always been a fighter who refused to stay silent. But this latest chapter is different. It's not about promotion policies or competitive fairness. It's about serious criminal allegations that strike at the core of personal conduct. As we wait for the legal process to unfold, it's a grim reminder that the aggression required to survive inside the cage doesn't always have an off switch when the lights go down. We'll keep you updated as this story develops. If you found this update informative, hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop on all things MMA. It's worth asking ourselves, when the fighting ends, what is the measure of a man's legacy?